Hey guys, it's Danny here, back again with a new update about the Panther. So it's been 3 days gone. In the past 3 days I have been working on phase 8. I have managed to complete it. As I mentioned previously, it was 5 pages, basically all the way the leftover inside parts and the back where the engine's gonna be. So that was phase 8. So this is how it looks like once it's completed. Hope you guys see it properly. So it is looking really good. I'm very happy with the result. So basically the inside the cabin is fully completed. So as you can see, a couple of fire extinguishers, all the shells, little radios, magazines, and yeah, and then the main floor area around. So that was phase 8. So as I mentioned before, because due to this is a cutaway version, so you do have to pay attention when you are building it, especially when you're doing the 2 cross beams, which will going to support the top armor. So this is how I did it, and as you can see on the picture here, it does show you that it comes all the way, but if you would leave it like that it would hang out. So I literally cut a part of it, so it kind of fits the top armor. So I'm gonna show you guys, and I also, as you see, that I cut from the back as well. So both of those cross beams had to be cut off in order to fit the armor. So this is how it looks once you assemble the whole thing. And as you can see, once I'm able to put it in the right place, then now it is perfectly matching the end of the armor. Otherwise it would have hung out. So this is the front piece that I cut off. So if I wouldn't cut it off, it would have hung out this much, which is, again, it's not really suitable. So it's just not nice. So, you know, but again, they don't tell you to cut it off. So if you really want to put it together in a nice way, then you do have to cut it off, and then it's nicely gonna slide in there. I don't know if you see it, so it's just barely visible in there, and it's also in the same in the back one as well. So as you can see it, this one would have hung out as well quite a lot. So both of these had to be cut off. So I didn't cut off too much from the second one, so it was only like a little piece like this. But again, if I would have put it here, then it would hang out too much. That's just not really, you know, it's not really right. So you do have to cut off a little bit for yourself, just to make sure, you know, it is in place. It's still there. You can mark it, you know. I was thinking to cut it off in a 45-degree angle, but then again, then you break up the piece, and that's not really missing. So I just decided to cut off the edge of it. So yeah, so this is how it looks. Like I said, it is really nicely coming together. I assembled all the shells, but I decided I'm not gonna use all the decals, because in the end of the day it all will be covered. So I just put decals from this side, just so if you put the top bit on, then if you're looking from there, then it's a little bit visible. But once the turret basket goes in place, then again it will not be visible. So if you want, you can save your decals for another diorama or another project where you can actually maybe putting the shells outside of the tank, and you know, you can at least put all the nice decals on it, so it's gonna enhance the look of it. So yeah, so this is about the cross beams. Like I said, it had to be cut off, both of them, to be able to fit the top armor. Yeah, the little seat, super fragile. Many times I broke it off, unfortunately, so I had to be putting it back. So another thing about the magazines, so as you go through the instructions, the magazines are not there, so it doesn't tell you to put it on. However, if you look at the main picture, then it's there. So that's kind of helps to figure out where the magazines goes for the machine gun. And the instruction does not tell you to put any decals on the fire extinguishers. However, they do give you two set of decals. One of the fire extinguisher is outside of the tank. Yeah, just right here below the door. And another one's inside. So the instruction doesn't tell you to put decals, but I did put the extra set in there. So at least that way it will be used if for some reason you make it visible. So yeah, so this was the build. Like I said, it was like 3 days. Quite enjoyed it, quite intricate again. A little medical kit on the bottom there. But yeah, you had to chop the decals half because basically if you would put it in the middle, then the red cross wouldn't be visible. So you're gonna kind of play around a little bit, like the little strap covering half of it. But yeah. Another thing is that in the middle where the basket's gonna sit in, it's got a little hole in the bottom, so the little pin gonna goes into the hole. However, what I realized is that the hole is not really deep enough, so you have to get the bottom, the floor of the turret basket level with the floor of the cabin. So you really have to lower it down and push it down. However, like I said, it doesn't go down as it should. So again, always this seems like this 2 millimeters is a problem. So I just get a drill and I just made that hole a little bigger and also deeper, so the basket gonna fit in properly. Also another thing, in the back panel, and also the part which is gonna hold the cooler and the petrol tank. These two elements, again, they doesn't fit in place, so you do have to, I had to chop off like about 2 millimeters from here, about 2 millimeters from there, so the whole thing again needed to be lower down. But yeah, so again, don't glue it, keep trying, put the top on, you know, make sure everything fits in place. So but once they all fit in place, then it looks really nice. And every single time you try to put the basket in, it's very tight, so you have to like keep forcing it until it goes down to level. But once it goes down to level, then it became really nice and decent. But everything is very tight, and every single time you put it in, it's like the glue just comes off. So be very gentle when you do this, and yeah, try not to break it. So yes guys, so this was phase 8 of the build. Like I said, it took me 3 days. We are already at page 36. So phase 9 will be the assembly of the engine and basically one of these coolers. So it could have been broken down into 2 different phases, but I think I will going to build these 2 bits, the engine and the cooler, together. So that's gonna complete basically the full interior. So that is the last bit comes here, everything is done. So we're gonna focus on this part now. And yeah, I was looking at this picture, and as you see, they don't even put the back panel for the cabin in on the picture, which is weird because it has to be there, isn't it? So you can't really just have the tank without the back panel in the cabin. And yeah, you also have to miss out. See, as you see, there is 2 panels, which is basically from left and right, and both of them is gonna hold the cooler, and the engine's gonna be in the middle. However, as you can see, one of the panels on the left has to be left out, so you can basically have a visual on the side of the engine. So, and you're only gonna put 1 cooler. So yeah, so phase 9 will be the assembly of the engine and the assembly of one of the coolers, and then that's gonna complete the full interior. And then basically after, we only have left the wheels, tracks, and the back panel of the tank. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this was helpful, and you guys know what to cut off if you decide to cut off. Like I said, this is the bits that I cut off, and also, like I said, from the back panel you need to chop off a little bit from the bottom. But yeah, it's everything can be sorted out, so it's not the end of the world. But it would be nice if they would give you an indication, and this is the things you have to do or cut off to be able to actually fit in everything in place. So yeah, this is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for phase 9 of the build. Probably again another 2-3 days, and I'll be back with a new video. So thanks again, and have a lovely evening for you all. Ciao, guys. Bye bye.